What's up, everybody? It's Ballistic.
And it's BJ. Welcome to Late Night Talks.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on out here, so we're here to talk about it, discuss it, give our perspective on it, and hopefully you enjoy it. So the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the coronavirus. It's a crazy situation. I got a lot of thoughts about it, but where we start with this? This is incredible. Where do we even go with this?
This stuff's crazy. Like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I never saw this coming. Like, you know how you say New Year, New Me and all that?
Right.
But before we even go into the New Year, we had all this drama with North Korea and all that, and then we had saying they had a surprise for us, I think. Christmas, some stuff like that. I was getting worried. I was like, what?
Yeah.
You don't make a joke about saying surprise knowing they got the most bombs. The virus.
Hold on, before you get to that. So the funny thing, I remember when that whole North Korea thing was going on, and I remember talking to you about that and saying, what was the whole thing about everybody making memes and being lighthearted about it though? That blew my mind.
Like everybody's saying World War III.
Yeah.
I mean,
they made a trending thing about it. That blew my mind.
That was trending though. No, like for like this generation, we're serious, but sometimes we're very unserious and we can make jokes about anything.
Yeah.
But now focus on this coronavirus. A little off topic.
Yeah.
My first thought is it's crazy, and I feel bad for all the seniors in high schools across America whose senior proms and senior trips are getting canceled because of this.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, for sure. So what else would we say in regards to the coronavirus? I mean, there's a lot to unpack and dive into.
One thing, I think this thing was blown out of proportion at the beginning. People are going to understand what it is. It is a virus. It is what it is. Yeah. People thinking it was like this like life-killing disease. No, it's not. It's life-killing to older people because their immune systems are weaker, right?
No, that's what they thought initially. But it has taken younger people as well. That was the initial. The narrative has changed a lot. I do agree as far as it being blown out of proportion to the extent of trying to instill fear. Right. You know what I mean? And we had these conversations a lot off camera, but like in the way of like, you know, what is contrived and what is naturally and organically happening in the world. You know what I mean? I think that's a very appropriate and plausible question. And so that's where I agree as far as it being blown out of proportion. I think it's part of like fear tactics, and it worked easy. And it was kind of like crazy to me how much people can be puppeteered, you know what I mean? And sort of controlled that way. Like that's very concerning. But I think that it's a very serious thing, either way you slice it. You know what I'm saying? I just think that to me it becomes a whole nother element and very unfortunate when, again, it's not something that's naturally, organically happening. I'll say that much.
As soon as it hit, everybody hit the stores and didn't even grab like the important stuff. Like, I mean, I might be switching a little bit, but they grabbed toilet paper and like all that stuff. Yeah. Like, I mean, you do need toilet paper. Let's not get it twisted. You do need toilet paper. But they was grabbing all the junk food. Like, I heard
about that.
I went to the store one time with my mom, right? This was off camera, of course. She went to go get some grits, right? I went with her because I was home. Yo, there was no good grits left, yo. There was no good grits left. I was like, Mom was asking me like, yo, but John, there's no good grits left. I'm like, people took it all. And then when we went to the toilet paper aisle, there was like one aisle left of toilet paper. 4 rows were like blank, and I was like, what?
Wow. You know something else in that way? Recently, I said, man, it ain't just toilet paper. Garlic powder, hard to come by. I went to several different stores, you know, your normal grocery stores.
No, you can't find
several of those. I finally found some. It took like at least a week and a half.
Now I never saw that going out garlic powder.
Apparently, garlic powder is a commodity. Right. You know what I mean? It ain't just toilet paper. Yeah,
you always be saying that.
Another thing I would say with the coronavirus is what's been interesting is sort of like the human experience and people. Their threshold to be still. You know what I mean? So like right now, you got things reopening to a certain extent. Like there was a
hold up. Didn't the entire state of Georgia just reopen though?
I don't know. I know they was talking about it to some extent.
I know an entire state just reopened.
Yeah. And like there might have been.
I think it might have been Georgia, but I don't know.
I heard for sure talk about it.
But like, yo, you can't be reopening stuff so early. Like I understand like the spread has stopped significantly, but you still like it's too early, bro. I'm going for a walk and stuff.
They did it in Texas, and they got 2,000 new cases. They did it in Miami. There was a certain park, I forget what it's called. There was I don't want to misquote. Was it almost 8,000 people out there? And they wasn't adhering to the social distancing and wearing masks, and they shut it down. This was 5 days after they reopened things up. So those are two examples right there. Texas and Miami, that was crazy. I mean, they get fidgety and antsy, and they just want to get out and go. And it's like, where you want to run to somewhere to possibly catch something and die? Be still. Like, sit your ass still.
That's the thing. You're trying to say it, but it's hilarious because it's so dumb. Yeah. It's idiotic. Like, what?
Right. So, I saw a quote from somebody on Facebook, and they said, common sense is no longer a common occurrence. There you go.
Wow, that's a gem.
Yeah.
That's a gem. That's a gem.
Yeah, that's the best rock.
Like you said, you didn't have to change anything, right? But with me, the only thing I had to change about is I had to do school at home instead of being in the classroom.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, at this point, what we in the middle of May?
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Like with this, like Monday through Friday, I'm not kid you not. If you are my age and you're doing online school right now, if you don't do online school, then this won't relate to you. But if you do it every day and try to keep a decent grade, you're at least doing homework for like 7 hours a day on some real stuff, or maybe or it depends on what classes you got. But you're at least like almost half of your day.
Oh, it's that much work.
The benefit of this doing school at home is I get to wake up at my own terms and when my body's ready to wake up.
Right.
Because doing school, I had to wake up at 5:50, and my mom would have to wake me up twice just to get me out the bed, and I still wouldn't get out the bed until the third time. And I'll be running for the bus. I'll still be running for the bus. I mean, I'll never miss it, but I'll be like 2 minutes before I get there. I would have like food in my hand and then a drink in the other hand.
Really?
No cap. I had a breakfast and I was carrying orange juice by I was had it by my mouth because I wanted to go on my phone too.
Yeah. So, in a nutshell, with the coronavirus, everybody be still, be patient, and do your due diligence. Be vigilant.
Most importantly, stay safe though.
Yeah, stay focused, stay safe, and stay out the way, man. That's how you get through things like this. It's a lot of trickery going on, and it could be overwhelming. But irrespective of all that, you got to try to navigate it the best you can. You know what I mean? So that's the bottom line. Everybody hold put. So, murder hornets. Now, you brought this to my attention.
Yeah,
I didn't know about this.
Yeah,
what's up with the murder hornets?
Someone posted this. I don't know if it was in Camden, but someone found it in their mailbox and said, "Welcome to Jumanji Level 4." I started cracking up. Wow. That's something you see in Jumanji.
You told me it was in Camden.
It was in. I don't know if it's really in Camden.
First of all, how did they even make it over to the East Coast?
No.
Supposed to be in Washington State, right?
It was.
No joke. I got stung. You know what you reminded me? I got stung by a bunch of them in the head when I was little. Yeah, and I was running. That's not funny. I'm having a flashback to a traumatic experience.
But with these murder hornets, I will keep it honest with y'all. That thing, you know how we talk about the coronavirus, that wasn't it didn't happen in nature, artificially made. Yeah. That's what I think these murder hornets are.
They definitely
like that. This is not that just can't be real. Yeah. That doesn't even look like human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now they definitely.
That does not look human at all.
Yeah, they look mutated. I'm like, exactly. Why is a bee that big? There's no reason.
And why is a stinger 2 inches long? Like a regular bee stinger is like 0.5 inches or something?
2 inches is like a needle to draw blood with.
Right, Now, I'm not no expert on these murder hornets. I'm probably just the average person looking on their phone thinking But with these things, I swear, if I see one near me, I just don't know what to do because I'm like, I don't know, the raid company spray. Yeah. Let me tell y'all, my mom got like 10 racks of them things. Wow. You don't even use the fly swatter. We just see a fly, she just tell me go get the spray.
Wow. You gotta cover yourself and run, man. That's it. Just cover yourself and run.
No, that's
I've been through it. I got stung by multiple wasps in the head. I'm talking like 4 or 5 of them. I must have inadvertently disturbed a nest. I don't know what happened. So, but yeah, murder hornets. Keep your head on the swivel. Stay on point. Stay focused out here. It's crazy.
Now, if you hear a buzzing outside and you think, oh, it's just a regular bee, nah, you better check, dude.
Yeah. All right, so The next thing we want to talk about is the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. Everybody's been raving about it.
You know why everybody's raving about it?
Good, yeah.
There's no sports on. When am I supposed to watch tennis?
They're not doing that either, though, are they?
They're playing reruns of tennis.
Oh, they're not doing
that's the only thing on
matches.
That's the only thing on TV. Like,
unless they want to do a tennis match with no audience.
I think they did that one time.
Wow, you know he's talking about doing that with boxing matches.
Nah, that'd be weird. Like,
that'd be crazy.
That'd be weird. But my opinion on this Last Dance documentaries, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player all time.
Yeah.
And the
media. What do you think about the insight in terms of like?
I also want to say the media did pressure him in multiple ways, creating stories that were not, but they do that all the time. Yeah. Example, the AI case, saying we're talking about practice, but his best friend just died the day before that interview, and they lost. So like,
wow.
But that's to stay on focus. The Last Dance doc. My opinion on it is Jerry Kraus, short man syndrome. One thing I will say with Jerry is you got to give him credit for building the championship team and building one of the greatest dynasties. You got to give credit where credit is due, right?
Yeah, I give him credit, but nobody was not giving him credit. Nobody was denying his role in it. We get it. We know that you assembled it. We know what the Bulls was when he first got there in the 80 franchise.
No, he says the management makes the team great. Something like that. I was like, bro, that's what you. The players got to play the game.
The management don't play the games though.
They just build the team.
Right. So at the end of the day, the players still got to go out there and execute and perform.
And the coaching staff got to create the game plan for them to succeed. But
he
just couldn't be mentioned after Michael and Scotty, and
he wanted all of the glow
in the later Bulls teams with Rodman and Phil Jackson, and then we would get to Jerry. He was like, "But I built this team, I did." He wanted to be like, "Credit me. I'm the most important part of this." But like, the most important part is the players that are on the court.
Everybody has a equal pertinent role. But what I'm saying is this is a great example of how ego can make you cut off your face to spite your nose. This is a great example of what ego does. Like, it makes you do things that are totally asinine, delusional, don't even make sense. You throw logic out the window because of your ego. Because he want to shine. He want the pats on the back. You know what I mean? Something that, a winner that's working. You rather break it up than let it maximize itself and go as far as it can go. You know what I'm saying? You rather cut that and break that up because you want to try to do it again and say, nah, see, I told you it was me, it wasn't them. So you tell Phil Jackson you can win 60 games, it don't matter. 50 games, you still leaving after this year. Told him that before the season even started.
No, last season. Like, what more do you want Phil to do?
But the bigger point is, your ego can kill you, and you can stop you from winning. Even when you winning, your ego can stop you from winning further. So don't let your ego get in the way of your wins. You feel me? Real spill. Let's talk about Outerbanks. Yeah, go ahead. Give me the quick rundown.
Well, if you're in my age bracket, you probably watch Outerbanks at least twice. For me, I've only watched it once, but I might watch it again. I've known people that watched it 4 times. It just came out last month.
Right.
But Outerbanks, it's a really good show in my opinion. I would give it a 10 for sure.
Wow. I
was very interested. At first, I'd be like, I saw it was trending, so that's why I gave it a chance.
So what is the show about? Like in 20 seconds, like how would you summarize the show?
Kid's father died looking for treasure.
Oh,
like $400 million worth of gold treasure.
Wow.
And then, short story, he found the gold, but his girlfriend's father killed his father.
Oh, wow.
Like, not on purpose though. But once by accident, they got into a scuffle on the boat and hit his head on. This is spoilers, by the way. If you haven't watched the show, I'm sorry. I don't care at this point.
They got a scuffle on a boat.
They got a scuffle on a boat. He hit his head on the back of a nail. And then once he found out he was dead, if you watch the show Ward, he dumps the body in the ocean.
Yeah.
But John B's dad made it to shore somewhere, but he survived for like 10 days without food or water, but then he just like died of starvation, all that. I didn't even know he was still alive. I thought he died once he got dumped in the ocean.
Yeah.
But he was able to make it back to shore.
Right.
And then the thing, it was tied it all together with the compass they found in episode 1, and that was the last thing John B's father left of him. He was able to find it, which led them to the treasure. It was the main part of them finding the treasure.
So
Yeah.
Okay, Outerbanks. That sounds cool. Yeah.
I know you're not on TikTok, but I am.
I gotta find me a new audience, man. I've been talking about this. I haven't jumped on it yet. The funny thing I find is everybody's on it for different reasons. I thought it was just like, you know what I'm saying, a 15 to 21 demo or something. It ain't even that. So I might have to get on there and see what's going on, man. Try to get some fresh new energy.
These so-called experts give our draft grade really low just because of the second round pick, which the second round pick was bad. I'll never support the decision on that pick unless we get like a first round pick for Hurts and a decent player or something. He developed to this Taysom Hill player. Even then, I would still never support him, drafting him that early.
Right.
But the thing is, they're giving us this narrative like the Eagles had a bad draft. We actually had a really good draft. We just had a bad second round pick. They like to take the bad part and make the story out of the bad part amplified. Yeah. That's on numerous the media. They just try to get headlines. They try to get headlines, honestly. Try to get the most views. All right. So schedule sum up Eagles. I could see us going 11-5 or 12-4, but if we go 9-7, we better win the division because that's the only way we're getting in with a 9-7 record. The NFC is just too good of the conference. Just to like think 9-7, and you're the second best team in your division. You're gonna get a playoff spot. It's just not gonna happen.
Right.
Now,
I agree.
Yeah.
So in closing,
we will discuss the topics you want us to talk about. Like leave us in the comments. We'll read.
It's your boy Ballistic. Follow me on all platforms. Ballistics Music. Visit strandedam.com.
And I'm BJ. Go follow me on TikTok at BDrip. And also follow me on Instagram at BDifferent. That'd be greatly appreciated.
And this is Late Night Talk. And we'll holler at y'all on the next one.